Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're reacting to can the 2017 Warriors beat the 1996 Chicago Bulls? I think they could. Low key, dude. Steph Curry, KD, Andre Iguodala, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, the depth that they still had despite having all those players. I know, look, man, don't get me wrong. I've been looking at Michael Jordan and the Bulls for the last 2 months every single day, and they are impeccable. They are. But the 2017 Warriors felt like a cheat code. The Bulls didn't necessarily, like, the Bulls were a cheat code, but they didn't feel like they were made disingenuously. The Warriors adding Kevin Durant to a 73-9 team felt disingenuous. It's like adding Charles Barkley to the 1993 Bulls when he was an MVP. You know what I'm saying? Or adding, I don't know, man. It would be like in 1997, after the Bulls won 72-10, they added Hakeem Olajuwon, or just someone that would fit perfectly into their system without getting in the way of Jordan and Pippen. Because that's essentially what Kevin Durant was, man. He was a cheat code. They didn't interfere with anybody's game because the man doesn't need the ball. You just hand him to him, and he's hitting threes, he's hitting middies, all that kind of stuff. So, do I think the Bulls would beat the Warriors? Maybe. I think it would be a tough series. But I want to see what this video has to say, and maybe it'll sway my opinion, okay? Maybe it'll sway my
I
opinion.
believe the Warriors with KD could have beat the 96 Bulls in a 7-game finals. Absolutely.
Okay. Steph Curry himself said it.
Whoa. Hold it right there, Steph. I know you're one of the 75 greatest players of all time, but did you just say that the 2017 Warriors can beat the 96 Bulls
He did.
without batting an eyelash? Well, I'm pretty sure that the loyal fans of MJ would beg to disagree on this take. But for the sake of a healthy debate, why don't we shed some light on this by laying out straight up facts along with numbers to see which team has the edge over the other?
Also, in the comments, can y'all give me facts and numbers to back up your arguments and not just say I'm an idiot who doesn't know basketball? Please, or that I should know better. Just give me real arguments. Don't just insult me.
Well, for starters, breaking down this hypothetical matchup isn't as easy as it looks because, number one, these two teams played in different eras, and number two, the rules of the game back then aren't the same as they are now.
Blocked again by Purdue, and Sally is hit hard in the head and goes down.
Like, back in the 90s, it was clearly way more physical. As opposed to today's game where refs will easily blow the whistle calling for ticky-tacky fouls. Anyway, guys, to get this ball rolling, this is how we're going to dissect this heavyweight matchup. First, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the individual matchups of the key players for both squads based on their respective positions. And then we're going to talk about how each team is built as well as the possible lineups that they might use, the offensive philosophies that they subscribe to, and who's going to guard who on the defensive end. Alright, let's start this one off with the Steph Curry-Ron Harper matchup at the point guard position. This battle between Steph and Harper is an intriguing one because you've got a flamethrower of a shooter on one hand, while you have a tough, hard-nosed defender on the other hand. Harper will definitely make Steph's life a bit harder with his size and length, but at the same time, he hasn't faced someone who's as deadly from the outside as Steph. Sure, he may clamp down Curry in some possessions, but he will definitely run out of gas in chasing Steph around because the chef simply doesn't stop moving.
Clark to Curry. Running with JaVale, and the trailing Durant.
In fact, GP2 compared him to a soccer player with all the mileage that he covers in a single game. He doesn't stop moving. I kind of think of him as a soccer player that just goes through the 48 minutes and runs out there on the pitch and is just going. He doesn't stop moving. He creates so much attention and he wears guys and defenses down. It's ridiculous. On top of the motor factor, Curry's range is just going to be too much to handle for Harper as he can pull ridiculous shots out of nowhere, which Harper wouldn't have time to react to. In the end, I think we can all agree that Steph takes the W in this one.
I think it's obvious. Nobody has ever been able to stop Steph Curry. He's like, you can try to like. I think the obviously the advantage the Bulls would have is their aggression. Let's say we're playing in 90s refereeing, okay? Or let's say 2000s refereeing to even it out for both sides, okay? 2000s refereeing, that's even. You just don't stop Steph Curry. And if you think that they are, you just don't, you're not respecting Steph Curry and you didn't watch enough of them.
At shooting guard,
can't
we got
beat
a
the man.
matchup featuring two explosive scorers as well as elite perimeter defenders.
Yeah,
in
this isn't
Michael
even
Jordan
close.
And Klay Thompson.
MJ
While Klay
destroyed.
has the advantage beyond the arc, Jordan is simply on a different level in terms of scoring the basketball. The 1996 MJ had a lot of moves at his arsenal, from his unguardable fadeaways
But Clay's still hitting threes regardless.
to automatic
You know?
perimeter J's.
Like, they don't need Clay to do that much. Not in this matchup. Jordan's
And
going to be
besides
Jordan.
that, MJ was clearly more athletic than Klay, and I believe Jordan can keep up running with him on the defensive end, because he used to guard Reggie Miller back in the day, who,
True.
as we all know, also loves to run around screens just like Klay.
Very true.
Klay may be better than Jordan in terms of outside shooting, but the GOAT is simply the GOAT, and there's simply no other way around it. In the words of Larry Bird,
was a Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
to simply put it, MJ had the killer instinct and was just godlike back in '96. So I'll obviously be putting him over Klay in this one.
Of course.
Up next, we got a clash of style at the small forward spot featuring Kevin Durant and Scottie Pippen. Though this is clearly
This is
a
probably the best matchup.
matchup between two contrasting play styles, both players kind of mirror each other in the physical aspect by having almost identical height and wingspan. With that out of the picture, this is a battle between a 4-time NBA scoring champion and an 8-time NBA All-Defensive First Team member. To put it simply, this is a battle between pure offense against elite defense. There's no living soul on this planet that can stop the walking bucket known as Kevin Durant. But if there is one player that can counter the ways of the Slim Reaper, then there's no question that Scottie Pippen is the guy who could do it. Size-wise, Pippen has the length, the frame, and the speed to match up with KD. Though that may be the case, he'll be going up against a prime KD who averaged 25, 5, and 7 while shooting efficiently from the field and 3.
Incredible opportunity. Durant for three.
I think this play right here is the best example as to why I think anyone who thinks it's the Bulls easily, you're not understanding the way that the Warriors play. The Bulls, don't get me wrong, amazing defensively. But what do you do here?
Incredible opportunity.
The man's just pulling up before everyone's even had a chance to get down the court.
Durant for three. It's good. Zaza winning that tip.
Now, despite what I just said, I'm not totally shutting the doors on Pip in this matchup, because he's an elite level 2 player in his own right. But then again, KD is an elite bucket getter and probably the greatest scorer that we've seen since MJ. Again, this is a very close matchup in my opinion, but I'll be putting my money on KD in this matchup.
Yeah.
Among the matchups that we just covered, the next one has to be the most entertaining and fun to watch.
Wait a minute.
Because we got
This is the best matchup.
two of the most polarizing figures battling at the 4 spot in our hands.
They both get
I'm talking
ejected.
about none other than the matchup between Draymond Green and the Worm, Dennis Rodman.
They'd both get-
These
they'd
two are
both get
certified
ejected.
crowd drawers known for their on-court antics and tremendous passion and energy for the game. But coincidentally, both Draymond and Rodman have a tendency to deal with the opposition in a, let's say, not so friendly fashion. While we've analyzed the
I think Rodman wins this one because I think Draymond's way more emotional. I think he can get in Draymond's head a little easier. And Draymond's going to do some things he shouldn't and get ejected.
previous matchups in a scholarly approach, you could throw away the stat sheet on this one, because this matchup all boils down to who can break the other both physically and mentally. They were probably two of the most hardworking, undersized big men in league history, as they are both willing to put their bodies on the line and do all the intangibles night in and night out. With 7 rebounding titles under his belt, Rodman clearly dominates the boards over Draymond.
Yeah.
In defense, both players have won Defensive Player of the Year honors, so I'll have this one as a tie. But ultimately, I think Draymond has the edge over Rodman simply because
Really?
he offers a lot more to the table, like facilitating, playmaking, and he can hit three-pointers
Makes
as
sense.
opposed to Rodman, who's more focused on just grabbing rebounds.
That makes sense. I think I give it to Rodman, though.
To finish the head-to-head matchups, let's now go to the 6-man matchup between Andre Iguodala and Toni Kukoc. Both these players serve as Swiss Army knives, as they can do multiple things for their respective teams, and they're also both versatile in terms of playing multiple positions. Defensively, Iggy has the edge over Kukoc, but
Yeah.
on offense, Kukoc is the more dynamic scorer that has the range and the smooth shooting stroke.
Agreed.
Kukoc's performance in the '96 season was far from the days when he was still playing in Europe, but he was still able to win the 6th Man of the Year award that season. Meanwhile, despite not playing huge minutes for the 2017 Warriors, Iggy was still a key player in that team, and this was a guy who won Finals MVP back in 2015. Considering all the factors that I just laid out, this matchup is a toss-up for me, because I think both players just cancel each other out, and no player has a clear advantage over the other.
Yeah.
After breaking down the individual
it's a tie.
matchups, now let's talk about how each team is designed and built based on their offensive system, as well as the defensive schemes that they'll be implementing. Both the Dubs and the Bulls run offensive systems that are hinged on player and ball movement. Though these two systems are closely alike, both of them differ in a lot of ways. While the Bulls' triangle offense is more disciplined and promotes good spacing between players, it's more predictable compared to the Dubs' read and react offense and their split action, which are all based on instinct and continuity as well as reading what the defense is giving. Listen guys, I'm not saying the triangle offense sucks, because Phil Jackson's 11 rings would totally disagree with me. I think it's just a generational thing, and I believe that the triangle is more suited to the old school half-court set style NBA than in the modern times where everything just moves so fast and everyone just shoots a lot of threes. Aside from their chaotic half-court offense, the Dubs have a high-octane running game, and I think this will give the Bulls a huge problem as they only got the triangle to mainly work with. Considering all the stuff that we covered, and while both teams seem to have almost identical offensive rating,
Honestly, dude, the fact that the Bulls have the same offensive rating as the Warriors with the different eras they play in is insane.
numbers, I do believe that the 2017
Dang.
Dubs have a better offensive system than the 96 Bulls. Since we got the offense covered, let's now switch to the defensive side of things to see which team has the advantage. Should these two behemoths collide in a real basketball game, let's lay out the potential defensive matchups for both squads. Knowing MJ's fierce competitiveness, I think Jordan will pick up Steph in defense while Pippen stays with KD.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Harper handles Clay on the perimeter while Rodman gets down and dirty with Draymond in the paint. Now, if the Warriors switch to their death lineup, the Bulls can match up with them with Rodman as the center, while Pippen and Kukoc play either as the power forward or small forward.
Yeah.
And in case they want to add some shooting, the Bulls can field Steve Kerr in exchange for defense first Harper.
Steve Kerr, the player, versus Steve Kerr, the coach, would be hilarious, dude.
Just
You
like
got to keep in mind the coaching, dude. Steve Kerr knows all about the Bulls system as well.
the Dubs, the Bulls can parade a versatile lineup to match with them. And though
Defensive rating is also a lot closer than I would have thought. I would have thought the Bulls were way better, but Clay is really good defensively. KD's a 7-footer who can defend. Iguodala and Draymond are both really
the
good.
defensive rating numbers aren't that
Dang.
lopsided, I think the 96 Bulls have a better defense overall than the 2017 Warriors.
Are these numbers a little skewed because people score more in modern day? So is 104 modern day versus 102 back then better? I don't know.
Now,
I don't know enough.
the only question left to ask is,
Who would win?
which team do you think will win in a 7-game series? Well, in my opinion, I think the 2017 Warriors will win in 7, simply because they have much more firepower and talent than the 96 Bulls. Because if you remember, the Warriors were already legendary before KD joined the team with that 73-9 record. And
Yeah.
adding the most lethal scorer in NBA history while playing alongside the two greatest shooters on the planet just takes the 2017 Warriors to a whole new level. Anyway, on to a slightly different topic, guys. Have y'all ever wondered what the 5 greatest regular season games of Klay Thompson are?
No. All right. Here's my ultimate conclusion. I think the series goes 7. I think I take the Warriors. Here's why. I think they match up well. But I think the Warriors' 3-point shooting and offensive weapons outweighs the Bulls' defense. And even if we play in the 90s where they can hand check and do all that, I think the Warriors adjust. That's why I think it goes 7. I think if we're playing in 2017 rules, the Warriors probably win in less than 7. If we're playing in the 96 rules, I still think the Warriors... I think the Warriors have more advantages than the Bulls do. And let's remember, you have Steve Kerr as your coach, who knows the triangle offense. He knows how to defend against it. He has more time to prepare. I think that's something that's not spoken about a lot with this conversation, Steve Kerr. And also, who knows better to coach against Steve Kerr than Steve Kerr? Steve Kerr, the Bulls, ain't getting shots up with Steve Kerr, the coach, knowing that he's out there. He knows exactly what his weaknesses are. So anyway, I give it to the Warriors. Perhaps that's me being incorrect. We'll obviously never know. But when the Warriors win 73-9, and they were a ridiculously dominant team, and you add Kevin Durant, who's arguably a top 15 player all time, top 20 at least, I think the Warriors beat the Bulls. And people might hate that. Let's look at the comments here to determine if people hate that, because that'll determine if y'all hate me. My prediction with 100% certainty: Steve Kerr's team will win the series. That's the best way to put it. It's kind of funny how the 2017 coach would be fighting against a player. Yeah, Steve Kerr is the X factor of the coach. Everyone's saying that. Everyone is saying that. Rodman and Green will cancel each other out, where they both keep getting technicals and getting kicked out of the games. Yeah. To me, it's funny how people forget about the illegal defense rule. MJ didn't have to worry about zone defense, and Dre is the master of organizing team to play defense. Yeah. People are picking the Warriors in the comments, dude. Most people are... I don't see anyone who's actually picking the Bulls. Pippen on KD, Rodman on Green would be epic. Agreed. 96 Bulls playable... By 96 Bulls will be unstoppable. Okay, that's like the first comment I've seen of people actually picking the Bulls. Most people here are agreeing it's the Warriors. I want to know what y'all think without telling me I'm stupid and the people here are stupid. Give me reasonable arguments. Because I think Steve Kerr as the coach is a huge advantage for the Warriors. I think the number of offensive weapons they have compared to the Bulls is a big advantage. I think the Bulls have a better defense, but I don't think it outweighs how good the Warriors' offense is. And again, they added Kevin Durant to a 73-19. That's a cheat code that the Bulls didn't have, because the Bulls were built legitimately. The Warriors, to me, were built because they got lucky that the cap rules changed, and somehow they were able to add Kevin Durant to that team. So let me know what y'all think. Who would win, 2017 Warriors or 96 Bulls? I know most of y'all who watch me are Bulls fans, so be nice. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Have a great day, night, whatever time of day it is for you. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Doses.